Welcome back to Rogan Recaps, folks. Today I'm diving into this trippy film from 2009 called Symbol. A Japanese guy in these crazy Technicolor PJs finds himself in this white room. It's absolutely empty. No doors, no windows, not even a ceiling. And here's where it gets weird. He gets close to one of the walls and there's this, let's say, phallic-shaped protrusion sticking out of it. So what does he do? He gives it a poke, of course. And guess what? Hundreds of giggling baby angels start popping out of the walls and the floor. It's like he's tripping balls in the world's weirdest circus. They call this part learning. Go figure. Poor guy's freaked out now, screaming, begging for help, but it's no use. No one's coming. So he starts pressing these dick buttons, and every time he does, a random object falls into the room. I mean, anything from a toothbrush to a freaking vase. It's like a bizarre vending machine. And here's the kicker. Same button, same object. But then he gets blindsided by a cart. It's just not getting easier for this dude. And then things get stinky, literally. The next button, it turns into a butt and farts in his face. Like, what the hell? Fast forward a few hours, he's collected an assortment of weird stuff and he throws a ball at the wall, which somehow gives him sushi. No soy sauce, though. Bummer. The guy's starving, so he keeps pushing the button, hoping for that sweet, savory soy sauce. No dice. He ends up with a sushi feast, but no sauce. Now, this is how you know this room is just designed to drive the dude crazy. The moment he finishes, a bottle of soy sauce shows up. Pissed off, he pushes the bottle aside and presses another button, which pops out a pair of old-school 3D glasses. With these on, he sees a baby angel pointing at its member, and the dude thinks he's figured out the secret. But all he gets is a countdown and a giant butt farting on him. Seriously, what is this film? A few hours later, the guy's been reading some manga series, but when he wants the 6th volume, he gets the 7th. He tries a bunch of other buttons, and he gets 8 and 9, but no 6. Finally, he pushes a button and bingo. It reveals a hidden door in the wall. He's pumped, right? But wouldn't you know it, the guy forgets which button it was. He's just smashing buttons left and right, trying to find it again. And all he's getting are these wild surprises. So here's where it gets real fun. The 3rd button. That's the ticket, man. As soon as our guy sees the wall open, he sprints for it, only to get a face full of wall. No luck on the 2nd attempt either. It hits him, and the door stays open only while the button tip is held down. He tries this runner's stance, using his foot to hold the button down. Then it's a flies water from as far away as he can, hoping to buy himself a few extra seconds. Nothing's working, man, not even a jump rope or some fan air tricky. Now he's thinking he can jump on this cart, push off, and beat the clock. After a few attempts, it's clear that ain't happening. The button tip has to stay down, and that's all there is to it. He tries putting a massive vase on top of the button. No dice. The thing just pops right back up. Now he's got the idea to fill the vase and make it heavier. First he tries with water, but the only place that water is falling is right on top of him. Then he tries sushi, but the vase gets so heavy he can't even lift it.
He's stuck with a chopstick and painstakingly removes sushi piece by piece. After enough's been taken out, he's just able to lift it, so he makes his way over to the button. Our guy loses track of the right button again, and when he tries one, this African tribesman avatar comes out of nowhere and accidentally smashes the vase.
So this guy, he's at his wit's end, right? He's yelling, freaking out. But then, bam, he stumbles on the right button and tries to cover it with sushi, of all things. Shockingly, it's a no-go. Even tape and steel plates, they don't do the trick. After taking a breather, some painkillers, and catching some Z's, he goes for a button to get some water for brushing his teeth. Instead, a rope drops from the ceiling. Suddenly, he's all smiles. The plan now: open the door, swing across the room, and beat the clock. After messing around with several locks for what seems like a friggin' eternity, swinging on a rope, pressing buttons, he finally gets out, only to walk right into another room. This time, though, the stakes are higher. The buttons aren't just controlling the room. They're controlling the real world. A wrestler in Mexico goes nuts and wins a match.
Yeah.
He hits another, and suddenly there's a rock star in LA breathing fire on stage. As our main guy continues his button escapades, he starts to defy gravity and floats up like the angels in the room. He's turning into some kind of god, picking and choosing the crazy stuff that happens in the world. Finally, he lands in yet another room, this time with continents on the walls and a gigantic dong just begging to be pressed. This movie is like a fever dream on steroids. That's the end. If you're glad I saved you some time with the recap, hit that subscribe button. We got more where this came from.